So I'm a computing teacher at Bradfields, so obviously predominantly in the computing department and teaching from year 7 up to the sixth form, so year 13, teaching a variety of different topics within the computing curriculum, such as looking at imaging, audio and video software, using different programs such as Excel, Word, even using Audacity to create radio adverts for the students, which we do to promote Bradfields as part of their coursework. Absolutely, yes. Obviously the range of groups and obviously differences in what they know and understand, particularly since the pandemic, and a lot of it now you're finding is based around they use iPads a lot rather than computers, so they sometimes forget the core computing skills, so you have to kind of relearn and rehash them for the students.
Typical work day for you just in general?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, as well as a computing teacher, I am also a form tutor. So I have a year 11 form, a really nice form, but lots of challenges, lots of different personalities. So yeah, just sort of dealing with them sort of day-to-day issues that they may have, either they've come into the academy okay, what kind of mood they're in, if they've had breakfast, just make sure their uniform is on point, they know what lessons they're going to, any issues kind of picked up the day before. There may be an assembly on that day, so just making sure, focusing on that really, making sure the form are right before their lessons start. And then for me, mostly teaching 5 lessons each day. Again, that could be a range of classes, so I could have a year 7 group, then a year 11 group, or an option group such as project, which is a really fun topic to teach. And then yeah, maybe a duty as well, and anything else in between.
Or to for your own well-being.
Yeah, I think that's very important. I've always been like that here. I've always enjoyed that and found that easier to do here. I've always had a kind of an open door policy, so kind of anyone can come in and we can have a conversation if the time is right, and I know that I'm very confident in being able to go to a member of staff and maybe ask some questions or find out how they are and pick their brains on stuff around the academy. It's that vibe where you are able to communicate with members of staff and know that they're there for you and to support you.
Bradfields, Fortis, and kind of to where you are now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I came from a previous school 8 years ago now, and I joined just as a TA. I came from a mainstream primary school, so I'm very different. I needed a new role, a new challenge. I knew about this place for a friend, so I went and applied and got the job, which was great. I remember my first day, it was just like really nice. Got a great warm welcome straight away. Being new, the students here knew kind of straight away that I was very new, very green, so they kind of helped me and very supportive. Members of staff were great, really looked out for me. So I was a TA, predominantly PE department for a period, which obviously really good because that was my background. So I really enjoyed that, working with a really strong PE department here. Could learn different skills and how to teach certain lessons and different sports and activities. And then I also worked with Key Stage 5 Program 1 students as well, so predominantly with them, and would go around to all of their lessons effectively and work with them very closely. Being able to see how different teachers teach was really good for me, and then I decided that I wanted to try that myself. So I found a route into the computing department, and I got on quite well with the head of computer at the time, so he agreed to become my mentor, and it kind of went from there really. And I trained during the pandemic, which had its own challenges, and then yeah, now I'm firmly in the department and yeah, teaching every day.
Watching what's the word?
Observing. Yeah, absolutely. Like staff team is so strong and everyone's open to wanting to support. Again, I was still very young then, that's going quite far back, having been here quite a while now. Being able to observe and learn how members of staff deal with different types of students on a daily basis and how they teach their subject and how they engage the students. So being able to observe and see that, and part of my training was actually to come out of the head out of the textbooks and all the research and actually go and observe teaching, which was a real eye-opener for me because it was different departments that you wouldn't think of going to watch to teach, and I did, and it was so beneficial, and I came out with my eyes very wide open and realised that I had a lot to learn and a lot to achieve, but with the team here everyone's been really supportive over time.
Made you want to go from a TA to a teacher?
I've always liked to challenge. I've always liked to challenge myself, and I realised that actually working with children was a niche of mine. Having been a TA and again just wanted to further challenge myself really, and felt that I could bring something to the academy in a different way of teaching, or with my own mannerisms and learning from others. There's a lot of experienced staff here at Bradfields and the Fortis Trust, and I think that really does help because they have so much experience that you can lean on. And I was always asking questions, and no one, deterred from that. They would always give me answers. There's members of staff here that actually taught me way back in my secondary school, so I kind of leaned on them too, and it was just a very supportive network, and it was just, teaching was just a route I wanted to go down once I felt more comfortable. I think seeing students achieve I know it sounds very generic, but there's certain students that have come such a long way over time, and you can see their progress over that period and their confidence. So I think that's a real nice feeling, because you feel like you've impacted them in some way, however big or small. We've had students that have come here that won't access a single lesson, and now they're going to walk out with qualifications, and well-earned qualifications through a good standard of work, because they've worked hard. One thing I've noticed, working in different schools and seeing different schools, and the students here, they want to work. When I first joined, I couldn't get my head around the fact that students actually wanted to learn, and here that is very much the case. Students want to achieve, they want to do well, they want to engage on the lessons and do the best that they can. So that's quite infectious, and it makes you come to work every day. So I think, again, a staff team is massively important. There's a lot of people here. Often people don't leave Bradfields because it's such a great place to work, and if they do leave, they come back. And there's a lot of members of staff here that I've built so many good relationships with over time, which really helps. Fortis Trust has grown in a way where we have our own provision now outside of Bradfields with Forward to Employment, which is unique in its way that it offers opportunities for so many students. We've had students that have done F2E and now got off to catering colleges and stuff like that, and that's unique in itself, that Bradfields and Fortis Trust gives you that opportunity as a student, but as well as a staff, to have an impact. So I think that's a big thing, especially in the summer terms. Bradfields kind of comes alive when the weather's good. The sports day is one of the best days of the year, and even if I'm in the computing department, I still kind of can transfer over for a day and help out with the PE side of it for sports day. And then we often do something that I set up with a couple of members of staff, the staff versus students for the sixth formers. It's just something to aim for, and the kids really enjoy it, and they like facing the staff, and trying to beat us. It doesn't happen so often. But it's just something like that gets everyone together. Everyone comes out and watches. We do certain events. Obviously, the drama department and John Hughes does so much for the school. All the events that have been held, and even the pantomimes. When I joined as on a temporary contract all them years ago, I had no idea that 3 months later after joining, I'd be a lead in a panto. And it was a unique experience, and something that I didn't think I could do myself and achieve. But when John Hughes wants something, that's often the case that you will do it. I went with the idea that I wanted to teach straight away. Yes, they infused it, they encouraged it. We looked at different pathways. We looked at my qualifications, which weren't necessarily the top for what I wanted. We looked at different routes in that would help in terms of financial support as well, and looking at staffing and where I could fit in. So we found the computing route because I had a small background in that, and there was room there for me in terms of timetabling, and then obviously trying to then find the right route for teacher training. So I lent on people that have had experience with the teacher training and over the time. So we found the MTSA route, which was comfortably the best route, really a good route to go down. And then of course, once it started, I was very fortunate to have a mentor who's easily one of my best friends now, and very, very supportive, had a pure belief in me that I would achieve. But going down the computing route meant there was funding there so that I could get sort of unqualified QTS. So I was salaried effectively, which is quite important obviously when you've got bills to pay and stuff like that. So it's one less thing to think about and one less pressure that you haven't got to keep up your job and do that on the side where you're not being paid, whereas I was. So it was a salary position that enabled me to focus a bit more and not have to worry about keeping a roof over your head really, and being able to pay your bills, which is obviously quite important. So many day to day. There was a show that I wasn't meant to be in, and I was kind of asked to be in it with 2 days to go, asked being the operative words, and we ended up going around with Liz Hughes, a member of the PE department, and pieing each other in the face, which was a really good experience. The staff obviously always pull together, and it's just the little things really that you seem to enjoy. I've actually, I've got family here, so it's kind of, and I can see how much they love it as well when they work here. If you get the opportunity, it's a place that you feel a warmth straight away when you walk in. There's always a student or a member of staff doing something or with a smile on their face. There's always someone there. As I say, it's very, very tight-knit. Everyone looks out for each other, students and staff. You know, the amount of kids that ask me how my day's going on a day-to-day basis, and sometimes it's the little things that mean the most. And I think Bradfields gives us that opportunity where we can encourage the kids, engage them, we can achieve with them, but also we can be ourselves at the same time with the students and laugh and joke. You know, I've got students that are unique characters, and I can still be myself around them, and seeing them achieve and progress like they have is what Bradfields is about. So I would encourage anyone to come and experience it.